23 years ago today, the September 11 attacks changed much about the world as we know it. In the aftermath of the attacks, the U.S. launched its so-called War on Terror. One of its most controversial tools was the CIA's Extraordinary Rendition Program, commonly known as torture flights. The program involved the secret capture and transfer of suspects to prisons around the world to keep them outside the reach of international law. Between 2001 and 2005, at least 119 suspects were transported to black sites in countries such as Romania, Egypt, Morocco, and Afghanistan, where they endured cruel, inhuman, and deeply degrading interrogation for months and even years. Many were subjected to waterboarding, walling, as well as rectal feeding, a form of rape, among other forms of torture. These torture flights were operated by the CIA with the assistance of private contractors and in many cases with the tacit approval of foreign governments. Many suspects, eventually transferred to the infamous Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, were arrested without charges and held indefinitely, with some alleging they were taken into custody in exchange for bounties based on false evidence. Some have never been and may never be charged with a crime. They are commonly regarded as forever prisoners. No U.S. government officials have been held accountable for creating, authorizing, or implementing the CIA's secret detention and torture programs. Now in its 22nd year, 30 men still remain in Guantanamo. More than half were cleared for release or transfer years ago and are still awaiting the next steps, which never seem to come amid unfulfilled promises by U.S. officials to close the notorious facility. The aftermath of 9/11 marked the beginning of a new era of conflict and fear across the globe. With over 4.5 million people killed in wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, and entire regions plunged into instability and ongoing violence. Around the world, Guantanamo remains one of the most enduring symbols of the injustice, abuse, and disregard for the rule of law by the U.S.